Hey guys, I wanted to share a video with you this time and really just kind of share with you some highlights from my life and where it has led me in terms of kind of my outlook on life. This is kind of a spiel, I guess you could say, that I have given in a lot of public speaking, and I've done it numerous times with my students when I go to a new school or a new class. I kind of give this to them. And some of this is a repeat from my other video, or just, if you know me, it's stuff you kind of know, but um, hopefully it's in a little different context for you. Um, so, again, my name is Louie, and I am 51 years old, or 52. Yeah, we'll go with 51. And I'm married, and I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren and one more on the way, which is really cool. My 4 children we adopted from Utah, and they are all actually from the same mother, which is super cool. And it basically was just that she um, was heavily into drugs and alcohol at the time and had her children taken away, which is hard to fathom, but that's not what this video is about. Just know that that's what we did, that we adopted these beautiful children that are now adults, and at least they're trying to be. But anyway, so my message that I have kind of learned throughout my life is this, very simple. Never let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do in life. It's really for you to figure out. And it's really just, I can't tell you how many times I've been told, or it's been kind of assimilated, if that's the right word, insinuated, that's the word I'm looking for, that I couldn't do something. And now, doing things because you want to, doing things because you want to try them to see if you like them, is very different from just doing things to prove to the world that you can. I'm not a believer necessarily, and you need to do things to prove to anybody but yourself. But I do believe that people will be there always to tell you if you're if you can't do it. People are going to say you're too tall, too short, too fat, too ugly. I haven't gotten too ugly. Yeah, maybe I have. But they will tell you in all sorts of ways that you're not good enough. And it's really up to you to figure that out. When I was a mere 5 years old and all excited to go to kindergarten, got my Oshkosh bagosh overalls on. My mother put me in overalls for, I don't know, my whole life it felt like. I was all ready, and she took me to school at the elementary school. Principal said, no, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to come to our school because there's no way you could ever be successful in a public school. Now, of course, my mother fought this, and she won, and I was able to go to school. And I'm very grateful for as many flaws as my mother has, because we're all not perfect. None of us are perfect parents. Her being an advocate is one of the greatest examples that I have. So I'm grateful for that. But yes, I went to school, public school. I graduated from high school, and I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree, and I have two master's degrees uh, in education. And I don't, I don't ever want anyone to think that I bring up these successes to gloat or anything, because it's not. It's to make a point that um, if you want to do something and put your mind to it, you can do it. Um, I think that's kind of the message, and that's why I started off with don't ever let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do in life, because that's really um, that's that's kind of the aha that I've gotten out of my life, out of many examples. And when I was a teenager and I dated and or tried to, a lot of girls um, certainly um, were not interested, and there were some that were certainly not interested merely from the fact that I was in a wheelchair, that I was on crutches, because I was actually on crutches until I was 19. But um, again, I guess you could say that's kind of like society saying, well, he's going to be alone. Well, no. I met my wife when I was 22. We got married, and it's been almost 30 years. So, um, yes, that you can find that happiness. Um, when I was a freshman in high school, I went to a little bitty high school out in Carnation, Washington, and it was actually what we'd call a middle school and a high school put together. So it was grades 7 through 12, and that's how small it was. And my freshman year, I decided I would join the wrestling team. I figured, well, you don't have to be on your feet to wrestle. The whole idea is to get somebody on their back on the mat. I can do that. So I went to the coach because our wrestling team was really good. Most high schools, it's their football team that everybody is excited about. For us, our football team was terrible, uh, but our wrestling team was really good, ranked, um, even in the state. I think in the country at one point. So we were pretty good, and we took on a lot of big bad schools from like Seattle and stuff, and would whip them. And so I thought, yeah, I could do that. So I went to the coach and told him, yeah, I want to join the team. He looked at me and he says, yeah, I could use a manager to hand out towels and do the laundry. He didn't really think I actually wanted to wrestle. After I talked to him a little bit more, he let me join the team, and I wrestled all 4 years of high school. Lost a lot of matches, won some matches, went to state, you know. But the biggest thing is that it was fun, kept me out of trouble, which was a big deal out there in the country where I lived. Um, but the biggest thing, I could tell a young person, um, if you could get involved in a sport or some sort of band or club, um, I think it's really important because it teaches you so much about life, about being a part of a team, being a part of something bigger, people counting on you, and people rooting for you. I think it's really big. So, and it was really it's something that I cherish to this day. Um, a little secret, don't tell anybody, but um, my dream job would probably be a coach. I love coaching. Ask my wife. Whenever I coached my kids when they were little, like in soccer, I coached my son for like 8 years. Um, I was kind of a maniac on the field. I totally get into it and I love it. And yeah, I just there's just something about sports and that those lessons of life. Anyway, I could do that all day. I could talk all day about sports. So, um, anyway, so yeah, this is running kind of long, but I just want to drive home the point that hopefully from these examples you can see um, and know that nothing is truly impossible, but more importantly, that if you want to do something, you should do it. Try it, and whether you're successful at that thing, whether it's getting a business, living on your own, being in a sport, whatever it is, um, success in it is really about whether or not you enjoy it, and it's about, did you get out of it what you wanted? If you did, then that's success, and that's for you, and it's for you to celebrate. It's for you to grow upon, to look upon, and to say, okay, you know, maybe that's not for me, or maybe it is. Maybe you really like it. You might find something. Uh, but don't let other people tell you what you can do or can't do. It's for you to figure out. Anyway, guys, hope you like this. Please, please give me thumbs up, thumbs down on these videos. Help me to know what's good, what's crap. Put in the comments stuff you would like me to talk about. Because I think it's really important. I want to try to... I read posts all the time on Facebook and stuff. People asking, about different things relating to disabilities, as far as like, how do they, how can they live independently? Questions about, navigating insurance, stuff about, of course, dating is always a big one. How to, not really even just dating, but just dealing with people, and how people can be not very nice if you're in a wheelchair or whatever. And the other way around. A lot of people that are like, not sure how to treat someone that they know that may be in a wheelchair or whatever. What do they say? What do they do? Anyway, I would love to hear your comments, your feedback, any ideas you have, especially any ideas for more videos that I can do. Because really, I feel like my motivation for doing this is just sharing with you about my life, and hopefully that I can make a difference and shed some light on what's possible out in the world. And it's like it's like the name of my channel, World Without Barriers. It's kind of, it's a vision, right? And how do we... there's always going to be barriers. How do we get through them? And at my age and in my life, I've overcome a lot, and I want to be able to share that with you. So let me know. Bye for now. Take care, guys.